Hi, it's Adam from Reality Manifestation, and within this video I'm going to be going through 10 powerful tips to manage your time better. Getting straight into it with number 1, do quick tasks there and then. Unless you're deeply in a flow state in the middle of doing an important task, if something comes up that you know you'll definitely need to do at some point, and it will take longer to write it down and then to look at your notes and remember what the task is, than to actually do the tasks, do it there and then. This small little tweak in the long run can save a lot of time. Tip number 2, chunk it. Whenever you have a list of tasks you need to complete in that day, chunking is basically taking those tasks and categorizing and grouping them together into related tasks, rather than, for example, having 10 sets of different tasks you need to do. You relate them by chunking them down to similar tasks. In this way, it makes it much less overwhelming, and it saves a lot of time, as you'll find a lot of these tasks are similar and can be done together. So for example, if you have to pick your kids up from school and also shop for some groceries, you could potentially separate and chunk these 2 tasks together, as you could pick up your kids and stop to buy some groceries on the way there or on the way back. So to do this, take all the tasks you have to complete for that day, write them down, and then separate and chunk together any tasks that are related or could be done in a linear sequence, one after the other. Tip number 3, schedule the time for any tasks you have that needs completing. Once you've written them down, also write down the time in which you're going to complete them, as this will make it more of a priority and it will greatly reduce the chances of you procrastinating or getting distracted, because you'll know for whatever time you've scheduled, this is when you're going to do the task that you've scheduled, and you also know when you're going to complete the other tasks that you've scheduled. So you'll not be worried in the back of your mind when you're going to do it, as they'll already be planned, and you'll find this will greatly improve your productivity. Tip number 4, schedule time to respond. So what I mean by this is have a set scheduled time each day when you're going to respond to emails, respond to text messages, or also check your social media and respond to any private messages or anything similar. Also let your friends and family know, or anyone close to you, or anyone you may speak to on a regular basis, of these scheduled times, to avoid any conflict, so they know you're not ignoring them, but you have set times that you'll respond, because outside of those times, unless it's absolutely urgent, you'll respond to them at the times you've set. Tip number 5, have a clear outcome. So an outcome is basically something you want to achieve that's also measurable, and the clearer it is, the better. So for example, say if you're wanting to tidy your kids' room up, or you're wanting to get your kids to tidy their own rooms up on a regular basis, an outcome could be, rather than telling the kids to clean their room, an outcome could be, I want to encourage my kids to be able to tidy their room whilst also building a connection with them, or giving them a sense of responsibility that makes them want to tidy their room themselves. Having a clear outcome is much more powerful than having a list of tasks you need to complete, because you'll get more clear on what you actually want to achieve in your day, and also you can find there's different ways of achieving an outcome. Tip number 6, delegate. To greatly save you time, you want to delegate. Basically, give any tasks you don't have to do yourself and someone else could do, and delegate it to them. following the previous example, rather than tidying your kids' rooms up, you could have an outcome that teaches and also encourages your kids to want to tidy their own room, and so they form the habit of doing it on a regular basis without you having to keep reminding them. So this would be a great way of saving time. And if you're a business owner, is there anyone who could help you with an aspect of your business, such as a bookkeeper, an accountant, someone who could check and manage certain emails, someone to help you with the technical side of the business? Anything you could delegate and give a task to someone else will greatly save time and improve your productivity. Tip number 7, avoid multitasking. Multitasking on the surface may seem like you're saving time, and there's sometimes the odd exception where multitasking can save time, but for most tasks and activities, you'll actually get far less done and they'll be of a much lower quality, and you'll more than likely have to come back and correct errors you've made due to trying to completing too many tasks at once. By following the previous steps with chunking, having an outcome, and scheduling time, this will make following this step with avoiding multitasking much easier. Tip number 8, make a list of distractions. So do this for a week or so with a Word document or on a piece of paper. Whenever you find something comes up that distracts you, such as emails, messages from a social media app, write it all down, and at the end of that week you'll start to notice a pattern and things you may not have been aware of that's distracting you and causing you to waste your time, and then you can make changes to minimize these distractions. Tip number 9, take regular short breaks. It has been proven by taking regular short breaks that your productivity will increase. It's not just about the hours that you put in, but what are you doing and achieving within those hours? A great technique you can apply for this is called the Pomodoro technique, where basically you get a timer, you wait for 25 minutes, you then have a 5-minute break after, and then you repeat this cycle for 4 times, so 25 minutes on, 5-minute break, and then at the end of the 4 cycles you have a longer break. So I highly recommend you look more into the Pomodoro technique if you're looking for a simple way of applying this tip of having short regular breaks. Tip number 10, keep a journal of new tasks given. So basically wherever you are, you want to be able to note down any potential tasks or activities you'll need to complete. So in this way you'll avoid potentially forgetting something you have to do, and also not having to rely on your memory, and having something written down will allow your mind to be able to relax, and you'll find your focus will improve and your productivity because you know you've already written it down and your mind's not panicking trying to remind you of an important task. A useful way of doing this is using an app such as Evernote, for example, on your phone. So wherever you are, you can keep a note and a journal of any new tasks that come up. I hope you've found these tips useful. If you have, if you could like the video, and if you haven't already, subscribe. Also comment down below of any tips that you're going to use or apply, and share this with anyone who you think would benefit from these tips with knowing how to manage the time better. I hope you found this video useful, and I shall see you soon.